Hey, I'm Andrew and I wanted to record a video to give a little bit of background and context for the bullet train roles Ruby gem. This is a piece of functionality that we've implemented on top of CanCanCan that allows you to have a YAML configuration file where you define which roles you want to be assignable in your system and which permissions should be applied with CanCanCan for users that have that role. In this example, we've got a default role, which represents any user who is present on a team. And in this case, they can read a project model and they can read or see the billing subscription. The editor, on the other hand, is able to assign the editor role to other users, and they can manage projects that belong to the team that they're on. Also, the billing administrator can assign the billing administrator role to other users, and they can manage the billing subscription on the teams that they're present on. Finally, we've got the administrative role, which includes all of the permissions from an editor and the billing administrator, and they can assign that role to other users. All right, so it is not always a win to try to go from a code-based, DSL, open-ended kind of configuration like what we have in abilities files and try to just move that into a YAML file. That's not what we're trying to do here. You will still use your abilities file for sort of complicated definitions and things that CanCanCan is so good at, but inversely, there are also certain use cases that abilities files don't have a good solution for, and because we have sort of a runtime evaluation of this configuration file, we're actually in the perfect position to apply some serious magic. And I'll give you an example. One particularly difficult pattern to implement with CanCanCan is the situation where you have a role like editor, which you may want to give to one user across the entire team, but for another user, you may only want to grant them that role in the context of a specific project. Go through the mental exercise of thinking how you would implement that in CanCanCan, and then just understand that because we have a runtime sort of evaluation of this configuration file, we're able to do that automatically. And so with bullet train roles, you'll be able to assign people roles at different levels in your application and reuse the same role definitions, and there's no complexity in the abilities file. So obviously we're just scratching the surface here, but my hope is if this looks like something that's interesting to you, go ahead and take it for a spin or at least give the README a read through. And if you still have questions about how it works or any concerns, feel free to hit us up on Twitter. It'll help us sort of understand where the gaps are in the documentation still. So hope it works well for you, and thanks so much for your time. Talk to you soon.